So, good evening, everybody. Friday reflections today. Reflections of this week in Newcastle United. Obviously, the football world this week has been dominated by the attempted coup by 12 superpowers in Europe to take over, dominate, and turn football into their sort of even more into their like private club. Dominated by that, obviously. I heard a few rumours Sunday when I did the morning after show, and then obviously bang, it blew up sort of Sunday night, I believe. Sunday night, then Monday, looking like it was a real possibility, and then football world came together, particularly in this country or in Britain, said, nah, we're not having this. Obviously, certain people in the media spoke very, very well on it. In particular, the dynamic duo on Monday Night Football, Gary Neville and Jamie Carragher, two people who are already well respected in the game, but cat nearly got run over then, or lamb over. Yeah, two people that are already well respected within the game, and in particular within like the Premier League and British fans, but have just propelled themselves as the good guys. In particular, Gary Neville. You know, I did like a midweek video on it. I said, you know, he keeps talking about an independent regulator now. I can't think of anyone better than him at the minute. Obviously, you say perhaps there's a bit of a jeopardy with his association with Manchester United. But, you know, people are going to say, oh, is he going to give Liverpool a fair crack of the whip? But I think it'd be perfect for the job. Anyway, so the European Super League for now is dead and buried. What does that mean for Newcastle? Now, I've heard rumours that this could accelerate, the fact that it's dead could accelerate the our takeover, because obviously the Premier League now, it's so blatant. I mean, the Newcastle fan base and the right people in the know accepted and knew that the Big Six had played a major role in stopping the Saudi takeover. Now, on a Friday evening, there's two ways of looking at this, right? Firstly, so this could be the catalyst for that to happen, because obviously the Big Six had such an influence, and that's now being brought to bear to the mainstream media, and people are starting to people outside of the Newcastle circle are starting to realise this, and that Richard Masters and the Premier League bent over backwards to keep these Big Six happy, and then what, 12-18 months down the line, they've gone, fuck you guys, we're going to go off and do our own thing, line our own pockets, and look after ourselves pretty much, and you know, screw everyone else. So that could happen. You know, the Premier League has been shown to be corrupt. You know, people like respected journalists like Henry Winter are sort of exposing it even more. So it could happen, you know. But on the flip side, after seeing in particular, I know they were the first club, I believe, to pull out Man City, but Sheikh Mansour and all that crowd, the fact that they've considered this, do we want to be just out of the top six owners? They're the ones who you can say are most likely or most similar to the guys who want to take over Newcastle. Now, that's not a racial comment, but in terms of background, culture, you know, I'm not saying all because they look the same. You know, I'm talking the background, the culture, the area of the world they're from, their values, their sort of status and money. So you think, do you know what? If Bin Salman was going to come in and be part of that, I'm glad he didn't come in. There's no proof of that. There's no proof. Obviously, Amanda Staveley is going to be the one running things day to day. You know, the Bin Salman group, I forget what they call that, PIF group. They're going to be the ones, obviously, with the majority stake. But are they going to be running things day to day? No, they're going to be the ones pumping the money in if needed. But, you know, from my understanding, Amanda Staveley's going to be the one running it day to day. You know, spending money generated by the club, making sure the club, the business, is self-sufficient. Because, all right, it'd be lovely to have this billionaire who's just going, oh, transfer, yeah, here's 250 million out of the blue for transfers. But as a Newcastle fan, I don't want that. I don't want us to be another Man City. And we're talking, perhaps it's naive and being a football purist and all this lot, but it'd be lovely to be someone like, I was watching the highlights for the Leicester game, smashed the fuck out of West Brom, didn't they? And I thought, I'd love to be a Leicester fan. So I'd never, you know, change teams, but how I make, because they've got wealthy owners, but they haven't come in and spent millions and millions and millions and millions. Just gone, here's a £200 million summer transfer window budget. But they've done things the right way. They've done it the right way. They've done it with steady progress. They've done it with sticking with hiring a top manager in Brendan Rodgers and saying, look, we're not just going to give you a cheque for 250 million for the summer. I don't know if they can afford that. I'm sure they could. You know, maybe not every summer like the likes of Real Madrid and Man City and PSG can afford, but, you know. And they've listened to their manager. They've backed him when he wants to be backed. They've also listened to him when he's gone, do you know what? I've got a good group of players here. Let me see what I can do with them. Fantastic. Yeah. So, two sides of that coin. But the takeover, that's several other videos for several other days. I'm not going to dwell on that. So this week, let's get the European Super League out of the way. There was a bit of minor hysteria, bit of panic, you know, obviously on the as a result of the club. I follow the club Instagram page. I don't think I follow the club page on Twitter. I might do. Certainly not on Facebook. Where they obviously every week they put out training pictures, the Thursday training pictures, and it's usually quite a good idea at gauging the mood. I know lads could be having a joke about anything, and they take a picture. You know, they could have been laughing. I don't know, someone's cracked a joke about fucking anything, and you know, and you take a picture, it shows them smiling, and then the morale in the camp is good. You know, the players are well, and that it could be irrelevant, but it's usually a good chance of seeing how things are, getting a good read on who's going to play, sometimes who's fit in particular. You know, like we've heard reports, obviously Fabian Schär's back in training. You saw a picture of him going in for a tackle on somebody. Obviously that proves that he is at a level of some sort of fitness, some sort of football fitness. Now, the hysteria and the panic came from Callum Wilson was not featured in any of these pictures. Obviously, Steve Bruce in his presser today has cleared that up, saying, look, Callum, it's just the way he is, the way his body is. He never goes hard on a Thursday. He likes to taper off a bit on a Thursday. He's done his hard work during the week. Thursday is all about just a bit of technique, a bit just keeping things ticking over, which makes sense, makes total sense. Obviously, I criticise a hell of a lot of what Steve Bruce has said, but that, you think, yeah, I get that it's sensible. In particular, the fact that he's just come off an injury. And you know he was fit for he was on the bench, fit for selection for the Burnley game, and obviously the win at West Ham, or win against West Ham, and he was on the bench for both games. He could be a little bit frustrated perhaps, but you know, in that half hour, 40 minutes against Burnley, it was obvious. You know, he wasn't quite there yet. His first touch was fucking shocking. So I think I got to commend Steve Bruce there and the staff that they haven't rushed him back, because the last thing you want is Callum Wilson started against Burnley, which would have been mental, but he did it with Mickey Hummer against Brighton, didn't he? If he started against Burnley, an half hour in, tweaked something, then he's out for another 6 weeks, you think, oh my God, you know, with this run of fixtures we've got, we need him. So anyway, that's that cleared up, like I said. And it's something so basic. You know, even me, I've got no coaching experience whatsoever in football, whatsoever. But if someone been out for ages and they said, look, you know, and the medic's like, oh, just let him taper off on the Thursday. You think that's a good idea, but for some reason we usually don't hear a lot of good things about what coaches have done, and the Friday pressers tend to be, you know, where we're reacting to ridiculous comments. So that was nice. Also, there's a bit of talk whipped up about the inevitable. Obviously, I imagine we're going to get an onslaught of offers in the summer for Sir Maximan. I think he'll give us another year, particularly if we have another manager come in, or the ideal double whammy of new owners, new manager. I think he'll think, do you know what? Well, we could be onto something here. We're rebuilding. I think he'll want. Another reason he'll want another season is we've had, you know, a year, pretty much a season and a half out of his 2 seasons have been without fans, and Newcastle fans obviously absolutely, we love him, don't we? You know, he's one of the most talented, skillful, exciting players, particularly in my time supporting Newcastle. So you're coming up to what? Oh, fucking hell, do you want to get any closer? You're coming up to about 16 years. So he's one of the best players we've had on his day. But that day is starting to become a bit more regular now since he's come back. So it's, you know, I think another season with fans. Same with Callum Wilson. He hasn't played in front of Newcastle fans yet. You know, just to give those players, I'm sure they're aware of how much they're valued, but just to give them that actual authentic support on a match day, I think will mean a lot. And ASM's got a good relationship with the fans. Last bit of snippet before I go into a bit of a Liverpool prediction. Excuse me. Joe Willock, there's been a lot of talk about signing Joe Willock on a permanent deal. Better say on a free then, that'd be class, wouldn't it? You've got Neil Warnock coming out in the media saying, the Middlesbrough manager, saying, you know, obviously he's admired Joe Willock. He tried to get him on loan, but obviously he didn't want to drop down to the Championship. Fair enough. And I think Joe Willock has shown in good periods for Arsenal. But for us, he's shown flash. You know, he's got 3 goals for a team that doesn't score a lot of goals. He's got 3 goals already, and you know he certainly should have 4. After that one he missed against Wolves, but you know he's shown off the bench, coming off the bench against Tottenham and off the bench against West Ham, that he's, you know, a good impact player. He's shown he knows where the goal is. He's got a nose for a goal. So yeah, I've heard reports of 15 million, but the one that keeps coming up is 20 million valuation. Now, if we stay up, I think that is definitely a worthwhile investment. You perhaps we're a bit, in a sense, we're a bit overborn with central midfielders. If you think about it, Isaac Hayden, John Joe Shelvey, Sean Longstaff, Matty Longstaff, Jeff Hendrick. And then you've got Joe Willock. Now, obviously, if we turned into playing a 4-3-3, it doesn't hurt to have loads of midfielders. But then if you play in 4-3-3, you want one of them to be attacking, which you could drop Almiron back into the midfield, as he's been playing recently. So it might be a chance to let one of those go. Obviously, I don't want to drag this down into a negative video, because we played bloody well the last 3 games. In parts, the Tottenham game we played well. The whole game pretty much. Burnley, second half we were excellent. West Ham, first half we were excellent. Hopefully against Liverpool we can be excellent for 90 minutes. But if I had to, you know, realistically, who's going to want to buy Jeff Hendrick? You know, we got him on a free. It's his first season. He's probably don't want to go because he knows he ain't going to get another Premier League role. Doubtful. Isaac Hayden, I think you do everything necessary to stop him leaving the club. Offer him the fucking world. Obviously, 20 million for Joe Willock, I'd pay that. Sean Longstaff is improving, but somewhere close to the level he was under Rafa. I think we need to keep him. We need to sort out whatever's going on with Matty Longstaff. Sadly, I don't think that'll be sorted until a new manager comes in, because Steve Bruce, give him a chance, but now he's just not giving him anything. If it was up to me, John Joe Shelby, I think his time is up. But anyway, that's a conversation for another day. So Liverpool, I'm going to watch it with my dad and my brother, both Liverpool fans. So that'll be interesting. I remember watching it in a pub, I think it must have been 6-7 years ago. Anyway, we lost something ridiculous, like 6-1 or 6-0 or something, in a pub in Camborne, a local town near where I grew up. And the pub was packed, and it was a Sunday game. The pub was packed. And literally, there were Liverpool shirts everywhere, full of people who support Liverpool from Cornwall who've never been to Anfield, let alone been to Liverpool, or never been to Liverpool, let alone Anfield. I was the only one with a Newcastle top on, and we got hammered, and I just got so much stick, it was unbelievable. So we got 0-0 at the start of the season. Fabian Schär was instrumental. Matty Longstaff was instrumental. It's interesting because they've just they drew with Leeds, They drew with Leeds. They've lost 6 of their last 7 at home, which is obviously unheard of for Liverpool. They're going on a bit of a bad patch. I believe they won their last... do you know what? I haven't done my research here. I believe that they've won at Anfield recently anyway. So they're not in great form. Obviously, that the whole bollocks with the European Super League, that could affect them. I don't know. We, on the other hand, are in, results-wise anyway, decent form. You know, a draw against Tottenham, a draw away to Tottenham, a win away to Burnley. No, sorry. I don't know what I'm talking about. A draw at home to Tottenham, a win away to Burnley, and a win at home to West Ham. So, you know, 7 points out of the last 9. We're on a good run. We're playing better. We still can improve vastly. I predict Callum Wilson will start this game. He might not need to. You know, if he's not going to start, Dwight Gale needs to start getting amongst the goals soon. Else he's going to lose his place immediately. Formation wise, I think we'll stick with the same, because like I said, the 3 centre backs worked well last time, and I believe Jacob Murphy played right wing back last time. So I think, yeah, obviously Duber's in goal. 3 centre backs. Oh no, I don't know if Jamal is fit yet, so let's just go with Clark, Fernandez and Dummett. Ritchie and Murphy have to start. Then you've got, against the midfield battle is going to be crucial. So I would almost be tempted. Oh, I don't know. See, Joe Willock deserves to start, but then again, he's more attacking. I'm not saying he's not capable of defending, but we're going to need, he ain't going to be able to make these runs into the box all the time. So I think Sean, if it was me, it would be Sean, Matty, and fucking hell, it's difficult, isn't it? See, if you're playing that midfield 3 against Liverpool, I don't think you can start Almiron and Willock. I think Almiron warrants it because his quality on his day, his work rate and his pace on the counter-attack against Liverpool, his pace will be crucial. But I think if you start those 2 in a midfield 3, whoever's the third, it would, in that scenario, it would have to be Sean Longstaff. Sean Longstaff's going to have to get through a fuckload of work. So I think if you've got, I would do, oh fucking hell, this is hard, it's too hard. Sean, Miggy, and do you know what, fuck it, yeah, Sean, Miggy and Willock. And I'll just say to Willock, look, you've got to help Sean out. Miggy, yeah, that would work actually, because Miggy's attacking and he'll get forward, but he'll buzz around as well, helping out. So yeah, and then I think it'll be Wilson and ASM up top. Wilson in the striker role, then ASM obviously in that floating new school centre forward, false 9, whatever. Although we might go back to the system we were playing before Wilson got injured, with Miggy in like the false 9, ASM on the left, Wilson on the right, and then they sort of swap round. But I don't see, but the back four, that would have to be. I don't see a problem with the formation we got at the minute. 3-4-1-2 or 3-5-2, whatever it is. It works. We seem to be comfortable. Richie has an influence. Murphy can have an influence. ASM, yeah, you have to start ASM and Miggy, because obviously Kabak and Phillips in the centre-back positions for Liverpool are struggling, and I think the pace of Miggy and ASM could scare them to death, to be honest. I've been saying to my brother all week that ASM, well, not all week, but a couple of times, that ASM is going to tear Trent a new one. He could. So yeah, hopefully that's it. I reckon I've got a good feeling. 2-1 team. I'm going to end it there. 2-1 team. See you later.